right, here we are doing Caroline's Duraclick pens. Going to be very nice. Duraclick pen is a one-piece barrel for these resin pieces. Super nice. I've already rounded it up prior to recording because that's not a very exciting event. And right now I'm just thinning down the blank. Oh, there's some kind of mesh in here. That ought to be interesting. I wonder what that shiny thing was I was looking at. And I can hear it clicking. It wasn't air bubbles. What I'm going to do is leave a little bit of a finger rise on the bottom part here and then smooth out the rest. A little bit proud on both ends. Want it to be a distinct bump. There we go. I'm going to curve this in a little bit right here. Give it a tiny bit of an arc. And then right behind that point, I'll dive a little bit just to show that it's there. A little bit more curve right about here. Here we go. Again, what really makes this stand out is a very slight arc in here to come up off of that where your fingers would sit. Then we'll come up into this here, a little bit arc behind that. And then sloping off to the top here very nicely. I'm going to leave that just a hair proud on both ends because I'll sand that down as we're finishing. So there's a small arc right here Super slight. You can just visually see it. Probably can't hardly feel it. And then a little arc behind that rise right here. It's not where you put your fingers. It's just there for visuality. Make it look good. A little bit of interest there. All right, let's blow all this junk off. Turn that blower off. Back out our banjo. And come over here with some finishing goodies. There we go. Get my little bottle of water here. And one of the things I don't want to do is sand off that slight hump. And as you're sanding, you can slowly feel the grit of the paper. Now I'm going to come over that and come up underneath it to keep that there. These tubes were painted black on the inside to not see that brass tube. Personally, I like using an opaque blank so that you don't have to worry about seeing the tube, but that was not presented, so we shall work around that. Ooh, feels smooth. All right, we will use that there. Then we'll break out our Zona paper. Let's use this one here, which is number 1. Still learning how to use this Zona paper. I'm not sure how long it has to stay in a place to complete its mission. So I'm probably keeping it there too long. Add a little water for cooling. This is supposed to be the equivalent to 600 grit. This one here is supposed to be the equivalent to 1500. So eventually this is going to have a very, very smooth surface. So smooth that literally repels water, which really blows my mind. And we got 2 Duraclicks to do for Caroline. By the way, I maybe haven't mentioned yet, but Caroline is a fabulous lady. She lives down in Galveston, or around Galveston, and she operates a Kentucky Fried Chicken down there. So if you're in Galveston along that main strip that you enter town on from the mainland, stop by the Kentucky Fried Chicken, say hi to Caroline, and tell her you saw her pen being turned. She and her husband own that Kentucky Fried Chicken and serve up some goodness all day long. That's going to be a pretty cool look right there. All right, this next one here, oh, that was 1200, not 1500. This now is 1800. And these, I just, again, don't know how long I'm supposed to hold them on there, but we give it some time. I can't really feel a grip like I can with the lower grit sandpapers. I can now go straight over my hump because these will not wear that hump down. These are mostly polishing. All right, there's that. Then we come down. This one is supposed to be 8,000 grit. That's a pretty tight grit if you ask me. I forget the micron designation, but there is a micron designation. And I think that micron has to do with the size of the particle that's on here. And it's pretty small. Okay. And we can reuse those for a bit. Now this one here is 10,600 grit. I don't know how they measure 10,600, but there you go. Super, super smooth. And this last one is 22,000 grit. And I always have a hard time figuring out which side of the paper I'm supposed to use because they made it the same color, and that does not help me. But 22,000 grit. That means 22,000 pieces of something per inch. And that's just about as smooth as they get. Okay. And I use a little bit of Plast-X on here just to really take it over the top. I'm not sure what the grit is on Plast-X, but it's the kind they shine your headlights up with. So it's got to be pretty good. And yeah, it makes it really shiny, really smooth. Okay, we will stop that, move that out of the way. That's actually a pretty cool, oh, I like that. It's got some kind of mesh. Care, check out this tube. Oh, Care's not here. Okay, let me turn on the buffer. I shall shift the screen here. Let's go to the buffer. Got to load it up with a little bit of compound. Been a little bit since I've done that. Put a little bit of diamond stuff on this one here. And here we go. Caroline, this is going to be one awesome looking pen. Oh my goodness. I didn't know this mesh that's in here was going to look like that. Woo! There it is. That has got depth. It's got that, it looks like a screen in there. Can't feel it through the edge. Those are sawed off as you go around. Great color, great depth. That's pretty cool. All right. Let's get number 2 on there for her. And then we'll assemble those pens. All right, there's that one. Let's get this one on here. This one does not look like it has stuff in it. It's just all, what do you call it? Resin. And I'm going to do the same thing on there with that effect. I'll get this set up and then I'll swap cameras in just a second. All right. I didn't make this one round yet, so didn't get rid of all the boring stuff. Man, it is really, I need to shut that door because it is blowing in now. I was gently listening to the falling rain, and now it's a little windy out of the, what is that way? East. So now we've got it wants to blow in a little bit. I don't like that. Okay, here we go. Blower on. All right, we got a bunch of that off of there. It's looking good. Again, we're going to do the same thing before. Still rolling. Get a little closer with our banjo here. Right now, we're just reducing. Let me make sure I get that about the same distance here. Pretty good. Got it dialed right in there. Right behind here. I'll just slowly build that arc in there. Thinning it down a little bit right here. Don't want it to be too beefy. What I want to do is I don't want too sharp arc here, so I'm going to widen this up the pen here to be part of that arc. And then I can thin this down up here so that it's very, very slight. All right, let me compare that to the other one. Not bad. Decent match. They'll never be identical. I'm a human. Ha 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 ha. Clean that joint up right there. So the whole idea is I want it to come out in an arc, go in an arc, peak, and then go down in an arc. And that's pretty good right there. I like it. All right, we're still rolling. Let me get the diaper and the paper. Feels great already. And one thing about these joints where the bushings are is you don't want to be on one side or the other. You want to definitely bridge that gap there. Okay, that feels lovely. Onto the Zona paper again. I can see and feel this a little bit better because it doesn't have that mesh in it that sticks up. I can see the pattern in the blank under the light. That's why I use a bright light here so I can see what's going on with these. Doesn't take much, apparently. I'm probably overdoing it with the length of time I'm leaving on this Zona paper, but you know, it doesn't hurt. All it does is waste time. And the time I'm wasting is 10 seconds, so it's not too bad overall. Yep, that's nice. Okay, now we're down to the 1200. I probably don't even need to use this 22,000 one because that's beyond fine. Whew. Super slick. All right, there's that. Let me get out the mega polish here. And that definitely takes it up a notch visually. I can see when the light's shining in the camera there in my eyes, the reflection on the pen blank. Beautiful. See what it looks like. Oh my goodness. Oh, look at the blue in that thing. Dang, Caroline, you picked a good one there. I like that one. And again, this stuff is all the way to the inside of the blank. This is not on the outside. That's going to be kicker right there. I like it. Let me flop the camera over. There we go. Back to the bench. All right, that is off, and there's the pen. That I love that blue. My goodness, that is stark, like a aqua marine or something like that. I don't know my colors very well, but reminds me of the ocean, super clean ocean in the Bahamas or something. All right, let me take this off the mandrel here. Let me put the Duraclick bushings back where they go so I don't lose track of them. Now we've got a couple of pens to assemble. Okay, so what I need to do now is get my pen assembly tool. I'm going to change the camera here in just a second. We'll take this off the table. So we just got a nice white surface here, pretty much. All right. Well, it's not completely white. It is our resin mixing surface, so it's a little ugly. Let me get the Duraclick pen blanks here. Or excuse me, the pen kits. All right. This is called the Everyday Carry Duraclick Pen Kit. Let me swap that camera now. Now let me adjust it so you can see what the heck we're doing. Well, that wasn't a good grab, was it? There we go. So there's the assembly tool and all that good stuff. It is definitely a Duraclick pen. Shows you how we're going to put it together, and it gives you instructions. So we're going to get one first. We're going to lay out all the parts right here. All right. Then we're going to take the tip, and it says press the tip coupler onto either end. And to know what the tip coupler is, it is this thick piece right here. And it shows you right here on the blank. And we need to put that tip coupler into either end of the barrel. So we've got to, where'd my barrels go? Here we go. Now we know we want this to be our tip. Can't actually press it in there. So now we flip all these over. We retract this. We put this in between these two, if I get my fat fingers out of the way. And now we flip a couple of those down so it doesn't go too far. And we're pressing that in. We want this to be our tip. That's what we designed. This little curve right there fits beautifully. Nice. Okay. Then we're going to insert the cap coupler into the through the clip ring. And let's go see what the cap coupler is. That's the cap coupler, which is this right here. It already has the clip installed on it. And it says to, through the clip ring, which this is, press into the open end of the barrel, which is this end right here. Oops, where'd my barrel go? Nope, right here. So that's going to go on that end there. So again, we're going to flip these up, open that all the way up, put that in there. Now we're going to squeeze that onto there. Going to flip one of those down, and boom, that is now assembled. Okay. And then we're going to thread the click mechanism into the cap coupler, which is this here. And this right here, if we look over here, is the click mechanism, which is right there. And we're going to put that down into here. And it's threaded so it screws in. So that'll be the click mechanism. And then we've already got the refill extender and all that kind of stuff on here. So we'll put that in there. We'll take the cap off the end of that pin. And then, of course, we need the spring so it'll click. And then we'll take this and screw that on. And now we have a beautiful click pen. Got to make sure it's screwed all the way down in there. Let's see, how do you adjust that? It doesn't stick out very far. So when it goes down, it doesn't extend out very far. It works, but it's not extended very far. So the question is, how long is this supposed to be? 2 and a little over 3/4. That's nearly a 3-inch blank. Huh. So this one here is 2 point. That's even too much bigger too. That's very odd. Well, I'll have to disassemble that one. Let me go measure this one here. Oh, you know what? I did not trim that barrel. Here we go. We're going to trim that barrel right now. That's what happened. Ha, ha, ha. All right, here we go. Got to trim the barrels here. That makes sense. I'll take that one apart. Okay, this will make more sense here. Yeah, you know, sometimes, just sometimes. All right, there's that whole piece there. Where's my spring? Top, bottom. It did not include a spring with that kit. That's okay. I have spare springs. Okay. Same thing again. We've got this one here. It's all trimmed down nicely. We're going to take this. Click that into there like that. That's beautiful. And then we take the other one, which already has the clip on it. Then we put that on the other end. Flip those up. Take these all the way apart. And One of the things I'm going to watch here is where I put this, and I would like to accentuate that, so I don't want to put the clip where that piece is there. All right, there's that one there. Beautiful. All right, now we're going to take the, oh, they put this whole assembly together in this particular kit. Oh, this is the pencil. This is the pencil part. Aha. Very nice. Doesn't need a spring. It's a twist pencil. There it is, pencil lead coming out. That just squeezes in there. Take the cap off, you got a pencil. So this is a pen and a pencil set. I've got to disassemble this one and put it back together, and then we'll be all done. Thank you for watching. We'll do that off camera. And that is Caroline's. We'll see you soon in the next video. Bye-bye.